Attention! Order in the court. It's time to start judging Saul. I said attention. Oh. Oh, it's too late to be doing this, Dragon. All right, folks. So this is going to be a very quick judging Saul editorial. We're coming at you. How you doing tonight, Dragon? BlueDragonFive here.
Okay.
All right, folks. So it's it's 10 p.m. my time. It's even later Dragon's time. So we just got done watching the Better Call Saul season finale. Of course, Dragon, you're a couple hours ahead of me, but
I've still been keeping up with the Soul because one, they repeated the episodes. I've been watching it again, but also they had Talking Saul, and we basically had the best lineup ever. They had Peter Gould, the director of the episode. They had Patrick Fabian, the wonderful Howard Hamlin, and they had Michael Mando, the wonderful Nacho. And, others like, Giancarlo Esposito and Michael McKeon and Bob Odenkirk by video call or, pre-recorded statement, whatever.
So, Dragon, I'm not even going to beat around the bush here. I'm not going to, pretend to play a silly game like, oh, I hated it. It was really disappointing. Dragon, this is definitely the best season finale we've ever gotten of Better Call Saul, I think.
Now, let's be clear. All those season finales have been good, but this one really does take
this one,
really good.
And Dragon, do you remember the hype going into the season? That one quote from the critic who said, it's like my two favorite Sauls are favorite shows are merging into each other. And I think at this point, Dragon, Better Call Saul has reached a level where it's just as compelling as Breaking Bad ever was.
Oh yeah,
this episode from beginning to end was just so white knuckle all the way through. It was just from an emotional point of view. Of course, the scenes with Nacho and Hector. Of course, this will be non-spoiler, folks, so don't worry. We're just kind of giving our first reactions. But just how the Hector thing plays out, we won't tell you how. But Dragon, oh god, just intense. Just intense is the word of the day here.
That's because I had a bunch of theories on it. Let's just say one of them came true. I won't say which one.
Right.
Because I laid out a few different options. People are gonna have to figure that out if they really want to know. Which I did, because they're just going to watch it for themselves and enjoy that crap out of it, like we all did. Anyway, I'll say this. I think on the whole, I can easily say, I'm really starstruck by it, but I'm going to say this is probably, for this season, at the very least, is the best directed episode of this season.
I think this episode
single-handedly... One of Peter Gould's finest episodes, I got to say.
I honestly think this episode single-handedly makes season 3 it's in the pantheon with the best of the Breaking Bad seasons. I think at this point, we're really getting into a point where this show is transcending itself.
Honestly, in a way, I mean, again, we'll see how many seasons Saul goes for in the grand scheme of things. But it's just I'm just saying, assumedly, there's just like Breaking Bad, there's 5, or for the comparison I'm going for here. Let's say, Bates Motel, there's 5. This feels very much like Bates Motel season 3. We really kind of laid the groundwork for big stuff to come. We reached the perfect kind of middle road for our character arcs.
Yeah, definitely. Dragon, I want to point out a quick little Easter egg. That's probably not an Easter egg, but did you notice the Himlindigo blue tea kettle?
I didn't notice the tea kettle. No.
When Chuck goes downstairs in his house and there's a whole lot of Himlindigo blue stuff.
That sounds like a good one.
And in the whole point of the Himlindigo blue is he's reminded of his friendship with Howard, right? And he's missing Howard. And then of course there's a tea kettle right in the center of the frame. It's it's the perfect Howard Hamlin tea. It comes around. Speaking of which, folks, Howard Hamlin doesn't get much screen time in this episode, but I think this might be Patrick Fabian's finest hour.
Oh, yeah. Basically, we get a lot of Hamlin payoff in this episode. Bear in mind, the last couple episodes have been crammed to the brim with awesome Hamlin stuff. So, boys, it paid. I knew going into this season that Hamlin was going to have a big role.
You did.
Did it pan out?
I was actually kind of proud of you, Dragon. I was proud of you in some moments where it's Dragon was right. It was all about Hamlin in some ways.
Hamlin was the backbone of the season in many ways. Yeah. Oh, by the way, just so everyone can check it out, and I'll tell Tiki Live here doesn't know about this. I'm presuming he doesn't know about it. There's a short film that is on AMC right now that let's just say I recommend everyone check out Better Call Saul, a short film. That's all it says. They don't give away what is immediately in the title. It's like maybe like 3 minutes. I don't know. It's hilarious, but it's also kind of it's kind of dark. It fits the tone of this season. It's kind of while it is funny, it's also kind of dark and sad. It's just it's all in there, and you know where it's going, but like the ending just feels kind of like, oh wow. But oh god, just everyone check Better Call Saul short film on AMC, maybe on the AMC YouTube, but definitely on AMC the website.
So the best way I can describe this season is just like I think every single story arc from every character was flawlessly executed from beginning to end. Like just going down the line from the major characters to the minor characters.
Yes.
Like I honestly can't think of a weak link at all.
Nope, I got nothing.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just like, this season is just so well constructed, and the finale just brings it all together. And it's not just one of those epilogue style finales. Like, this is the finale where, you know, even though it's wrapping stuff up in kind of a satisfying way, you know, it's still delivering some cataclysmic shit that we'll get into, of course, when we talk about our ultimate recap of the finale coming up soon.
Because I mean, let's face it, is going on as
some stuff.
Yes. This season, of course, is great, and just the grand whole Better Call Saul. We have 3 really good seasons. Let's make that clear. I don't just kind of like say one's really superior to the others, but just to give credit where credit's due.
Season 1 was good. Season 2 was great. Season 3, I think, is a masterpiece.
Sure. Well, more specific, I mean, just to kind of absolutely give credit where credit's due. It's season 1. I mean, while it is good, there's like a noticeable kind of divide in our arcs, and
that's the only reason why I say it's good as compared to great.
Yes, exactly. That's the point. Yes. Mm-hmm. And this season, this feels like it's kind of a grand mixture of the first two, because we call a lot of stuff back from season 1, and of course we have like kind of that great kind of interconnectivity of 2. Mm-hmm. And basically, 2 had a lot of great undercurrent, and a lot of obviously that's throughout this season. Basically, the undercurrent of like cause and effect that we were introduced to in season 2. There's a lot of really great cause and effect stuff, like storylines that definitely connect into other episodes. And this season is that all over the place. And like just saying, I'm definitely gonna really enjoy going over in the recap, just to kind of like tease it a little bit. Yeah. It's something really. A few things occurred to me, especially we have a fantastic teaser, which I kind of called. Our cold open, not teaser. But,
yeah. I was about to say, like, wait, what? Was there something after the credits?
Sorry, yeah.
No, yeah, the cold open was fucking, absolutely fantastic. It was a brilliant bookend to the entire season, I think.
Yes, and as with the bookend, this is the thing I'm kind of hit upon. Like, a few things hit me in the beginning of this. I felt stupid with one thing with Kim Wexler I didn't put together. And it's like, oh my god, that's so effing brilliant. Why did I think of that? With how just kind of like she kind of represents Jimmy's character in a way, which again we'll break that down further. But
I can't wait to talk about Kim. If I may tease Kim myself, Slippin' Kimmy comes away surprisingly optimistic.
Yes,
at the end of the episode, there's a surprisingly optimistic tone to the whole thing.
Yes,
which I was not expecting at all.
And because it was in the promo, we know there's a really powerful scene between the McGill brothers, and that's really kind of the grand kind of big.
Oh God!
Let's just say it's a huge moment for the episode that kind of defines how the episode goes.
Absolutely.
And with just the kind of bridge of what I was getting at with kind of the opening is that and the episode as a whole, just like some of the stuff that's kind of dawned on me in the last episode that kind of makes me reevaluate in a good way the whole season, just honestly the whole series. Something kind of occurred to me. The gene openings of each season of
Yes.
The gene openings now I've noticed like a big thematic thing. They really do. There are clues in the gene openings. I'm going to break this down a little, get maybe a little more exact on the thing, but the gene openings actually tease thematically what the season's all about. And this one confirmed it. And if you look back at the other two, they kind of do. Because the first gene opening is like he's watching the tape in color, and that's really just like him looking upon the past and just kind of like a lighter Jimmy, more optimistic kind of. More optimistic version of what Gene is.
Gotcha.
2, the second, season 2, the opening with Gene there, of course, is he carves Saul Goodman, and that's just it's about little rebellions, and we have little rebellions with the inflatable, kind of With Inflatable, but seriously, that's all about kind of subtle rebellion. That's kind of like Jimmy kind of going against the grain.
Inflatable is definitely like the iconic episode of season 2, I think.
Yes, and just absolutely, there's like an undercurrent of season 2 of like kind of these small rebellions, of like kind of Jimmy again. It's more like he's mainly it teases the whole like Mesa Verde switch that Jimmy does. It teases that thing where again it's like him doing something very subtle that if you look at it, it's like then like obviously you put the piece together like why would someone carve SG in there? And basically, kind of, you're following the rules as Gene does in that scene, but at the same time, again, it's like that. It's that thing. If you look at it, you really could pull a thread, you might find something. Again, that's the whole Mesa Verde kind of 12-16 plot teased in there. And for this season, with of course, Gene's importantly, what Gene does,
slip and a fall.
Well, certainly yes, that very true. But there's also some other stuff too, where again he does something. He tries to morally correct something. He tries doing the right thing. He does something.
Okay.
He's trying to correct something, and while he is doing he's doing something, he's doing the right thing instinctually, where he really doesn't. Yeah, he really shouldn't, and it still just it doesn't solve everything. It feels bittersweet, still trying to do the right thing in the aftermath, which this episode has a lot of in it. Mm. So again, I'm saying that it kind of undercoats the entire season, gives a lot of new meaning. You see what I'm saying?
So yeah, I see what you're saying. Bouncing off of that, Dragon, again, non-spoiler, but I will say the way that we are naturally transitioning towards the inevitable Saul Goodman is just, it's,
it's they kind of joked on Talking Saul. This Talking Saul honestly was the best one out of any of them because it was hilarious.
I'll watch it.
Chris Hardwick was on fire with how funny it was. He really was.
Hardwick was on fire, said no one ever. I'm sorry. That was mean. That
was really mean. I'll have you know, he's been nicknamed the Thin Kevin Smith.
The Thin Kevin Smith.
Well, Kevin Smith nicknamed him that, to be honest. I missed the.
If Kevin Smith nicknamed him that, then he's cool. All right. I'm sorry, Chris Hardwick. That was. Really
I don't like his show either. I don't like his animated show either. Sanjay and Craig, but I don't take the shots at him anyway. The point what I was getting at with it, they have a lot of Darth Vader jokes on there. Of course, like the ultimate turn to they made a hilarious Noah joke and Odin Kirky and no.
Oh God.
Yeah, basically saying like they're really building up the kind of the Saul Goodman turn. It's going to feel really very, very kind of like Anakin Skywalker-esque. It's kind of the turn of Goodman.
Sure.
I saying like it's like going to be that one of those things like it's coming eventually, but it's like it's going to be when it happens. It's going to be so painful, and kind of like how Kevin Smith describes just bringing him up, I guess. Just how Kevin Smith describes his reaction to the Anakin Skywalker thing. Oh my God, this is why Darth Vader's so mean. Just that awe-striking, like, oh my God, I knew this was coming. I'm not ready for it.
Yeah, we'll see how it unfolds. I definitely think the season does a brilliant job of making it both like a complete concrete, almost like it's almost like literature in the same way. Dragon, my favorite show of all time, The Leftovers, is literature.
Really, all time?
Leftovers is my favorite show of all time.
Okay,
yes.
I didn't hear the all time moniker
of before. All time.
All right, I believe you.
Don't get me started on The Leftovers, man.
All right.
I'm doing a rewatch of it with my dad. It's fucking amazing. Anyways. Okay, so
of course, as Jimmy does, there's some. I don't want to give too much. I'm just saying of course, just to say Jimmy's actions towards I know. I'm treading light. I'm calling the old Walter White adage. I'm treading light. Like I'm tiptoeing over glass here. Let's just say Jimmy's actions towards the end of the episode, it's like there's a lot of heartbreaking stuff in this episode. All throughout, but I'm just saying with some of what Jimmy does, it's like, oh my God. It's kind of like how I've teased, like in episode 9, Jimmy does like the worst thing he's ever done.
Yes.
In this episode, like Jimmy does like kind of like one of those most heartbreaking things you've ever seen him have to do.
You know what? It's heartbreaking, but it's also noble at the same time.
It is. I'm just saying it, like knowing, like first of all reacting to it and then realizing what's going on. Like, oh my God, it's so heartbreaking.
Right. Okay, Dragon. I think we better kind of wrap this up.
I'll say this too is that again, I don't know if we're going to get into this in the recap or not, but definitely at some point, definitely in speculation for season 4. By the way, they have confirmed on Dunzo they have not started season 4 yet. So again, I think Peter Gould might have been joking about this. I kind of hope he's not.
Oh God, come on, AMC.
he's joked that they really basically they have a lot of they're gonna have a lot of problems to deal with in season 4 because they're realizing, oh boy, and we've kind of written ourselves in the corner because we love this universe so much and we have no idea where to go forward from this.
Yeah, again, I don't want to say too much about the fates of the characters at hand here, but
Sure, but yeah, just what I'm saying is I have a lot of speculation for season 4. I obviously, if we don't get into it in the recap, then we'll definitely get into it in the speculation thing down the line.
Of course,
that'll have to be next year. It's gonna tick me off, but yes.
All right, so yeah, I think you and I can both agree this was just a fantastic finale. Me and my dad were watching it together. We were both just just white knuckling it, just on the edge of our seats, just like, oh, it was gripping, man. It was gripping TV. This show's come a long way. Season 1 was really good, but I think this show has really grown and evolved and kind of naturally blossomed over time into this gripping piece of television. And also, Dragon, again with the non-spoilers, but just I just want to quickly give props to Michael Mandow, because Nacho in this season, I've been kind of praising it over and over. I've kind of been almost repetitive with my praise, but I just think throughout the season they've done such a great job of making Nacho sort of like the secondary antagonist to the show in a lot of ways. Like, he's the bridge, he's sort of the bridge to the criminal underworld in kind of a better way than even Mike is, I think.
Of course, let's remember, in the end goal of Nacho, most likely, I'm saying it's very likely, again, Ignacio to Nacho. If Nacho is in fact Ignacio, that definitely suggests that he's going to have a very important role in by the end of Better Call Saul. It's going to be referenced in Breaking Bad in the first Saul Goodman episode. And it's always something to remember with Nacho. There's a very strong likelihood that I don't want to sound crazy. No. I
definitely think that's a strong. That's a more than likely chance, Dragon.
Yep.
I'd be surprised if it didn't go that direction.
Yeah, and I believe I get a lot of theories with that, but I can't get into it now. I have so many wondrous theories.
Oh God. Okay. Wow. My head is just still reeling, Dragon, but that's what good TV does to you, right?
Yes, okay. Yes. And again, it's best directed episode of the season, easily.
Absolutely. Any other last thoughts, Dragon?
Well, I guess just just teasing kind of our feelings, not our thoughts, but our feelings on season 3. Just, oh boy, this season made me feel so many things. And not just oh man, that was so good. I'm just saying it really took me through an emotional roller coaster. Oh my God, I'm laughing and crying with these characters, and just again, just the thing that keeps striking me is the ending of episode 7. The death of Jimmy McGill in a way.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And again, just so many great, and just how engrossed I was in 9. Just oh God, Jimmy, this is so horrible. Just all it just had me so many times, and everyone did such a great job. This season was a resounding success. Oh my God, as the other two have been. It keeps getting better and better each season.
It really is. It really
is. Again, it kind of makes me just in the moment, obviously, and I was I hope it never ends. But of course, it needs it.
Dude, I know it was so stressful. Just watching the timestamp, just oh God, it's only got 20 minutes left. It's only got 10 minutes left. It's only got 1 minute left. Oh God, what are they gonna do?
Exactly. I'm always that thing with this show. It's kind of the Bates Motel thing. It's not as bad as the Bates Motel thing in a good way. It's basically they save in Bates Motel. They always save the big the Bates Motel is probably one of the most binge-worthy shows because it always ends like a giant reveal, or not a cliffhanger, a big reveal, a big kind of. It never just ends. Bates Motel never had just an ending. It always had a big tease or a big bum bum bum, and you always know it's in the last it's an hour and change, and the change is always where the amazing stuff happens. And with Better Call Saul, it's all right, so they're going to push past a few minutes when they come back from commercial. Then our big kind of our artistic ending is going to happen. It's oh boy, it's
exactly.
We're watching the clock tick down. It's oh no, we're getting there. There's gonna be that one scene. That one scene's gonna be the cherry on top. Oh boy!
All right, Dragon. I think our excitement kind of speaks for itself. I can't wait to talk about this thing with you, man.
I encourage everyone to spell out what the big reveal for season 4 is. There is a big reveal, but you got to put all the episode titles.
Wait, are you serious?
No, I'm not serious. It's a joke.
Oh, because I was maybe they said something on Talking Saul. I don't know. know.
No. Again, they've been joking around. They keep saying like, "Oh yeah, we've been doing that," and they're going to be out on the Insider podcast, and they keep saying, "No." They haven't done because they really bit themselves on the Frings back thing.
All right. Well, folks, thanks for joining us here. We're stoked about this episode. And in the meantime, until our final verdict, court is now adjourned. You will atone.
We could totally be lawyers.
Totally be lawyers. And don't forget to pick up your Howard Hamlin Hamlin to Go Blue tea kettles. Available now at a Hamlin & Hamlin near you.